Now it's my great pleasure to introduce the National Partnership for Women and Families President, a wonderful woman, Debra Ness. Debra is thoughtful. Yes, Debra. She's got a great dress on, by the way, but thoughtful, inventive. She's incredibly committed, an incredibly committed leader with boundless energy. She's been doing highly effective work for years to make our healthcare system more patient and family-centered, to end discrimination, to advance the programs and policies that help people balance the demands of work and family. Debra's command of the issues is incredible. Her pursuit of justice is unwavering, and her ability to bring together diverse and unexpected allies, which, as we remember from applauding Ellen Malcolm's mention of bipartisanship, is legendary. Please join me in welcoming National Partnership President Debra L. Ness. Debra?
Thank you, Petula. We're so thrilled to have you with us this year. And thank you all for supporting us. You know, the National Partnership could not do what we do without all of you. I want to take a moment to share what it's like to be leading the National Partnership now, when the work we've been doing for decades is paying off in so many ways. It's exciting to get up in the morning knowing that we're making progress on paid leave, birth control coverage, health insurance, and minimum wage. And the progress is even more remarkable when you consider that just 8 months ago, this country elected a Congress that is, shall we say, unfriendly to our agenda. But there was more to that story. November's election also brought ballot victories on paid sick days, minimum wage, and abortion rights, even in bright red states. When voting directly on issues, voters said, yes, we want a country that works for women and families. And then next came a State of the Union address like none other. It laid out a domestic agenda based on the core belief that for our economy to be strong, women must be strong, and families must be strong. Thank you, President Obama, for making fair and family-friendly workplaces a cornerstone of economic justice in this country. Then our congressional allies stepped up, more feisty than ever, and they told opponents to get on board or explain once and for all why they refuse to support the policies that will give every family a chance at economic security. And then corporate America weighed in. High-profile companies like Johnson & Johnson increased the amount of paid leave they give their employees. Goldman Sachs, Vodafone. And then something even more remarkable happened. Companies began stepping up, not just for their employees, but for their communities. Microsoft broke new ground by requiring its vendors to offer at least 15 days of paid leave. Facebook required contractors to provide a minimum $15 per hour wage, 3 weeks of paid time off, and a stipend for new parents, men and women. Wow! The seeds that the National Partnership has been planting with voters, with lawmakers, with corporate leaders are bearing fruit. Our country is making real progress. More people have paid sick days and health insurance than ever before. So let's celebrate. But let's remember that in the United States of America, whether you have these basic benefits depends on where you live and what job you hold. And it could be a very long time before these advances reach the factory worker in Alabama who's caring for her young children and her ailing parents. She needs help now. We need national victories now on fair pay, paid sick days, paid family leave, and decent wages. And we need more access to affordable health care. Remember, women suffer the most when we have to leave our jobs to manage care for loved ones. We need a healthcare system that works for the family with an asthmatic child who keeps landing in the hospital, and the man with heart disease and dementia who is nearing the end of life. We have made huge progress on health coverage, and I say to opponents in Congress, none of your doomsday scenarios came to pass, so stop it. Stop trying to repeal the Affordable Care Act and instead help us strengthen our health care system. We are just beginning to make the kinds of changes that will yield better care, better health, smarter spending. We need a system in which no patient or family caregiver has to tote health records around and spend endless hours trying to coordinate care. The National Partnership has worked hard to achieve the momentum we have today, and even more victories are within reach. But to sustain the momentum, we have to change culture as well as policy. We deserve a culture that supports, not punishes us when we are sick. A culture that is ready for the tsunami of elder care needs bearing down on us. A workplace culture that respects the words, "I'm having chemo this morning," or "my son's having surgery next week." Just hoping employers won't be heartless, just hoping the healthcare system will work is no way to cope with life's challenges and life's crises. And until we realize that, neither families nor businesses will thrive. Change is possible. We have seen our culture change dramatically. Just think about it. Smoking, seatbelts, baby seats in cars. In your wildest dreams, did you ever expect to see kale on fast food menus? And think about the spectacular progress on marriage equality. We can make that kind of progress on paid sick days. We can win paid family leave. We can close the gender gap. We can secure women's health, and we can make our healthcare system work for everyone, and we will with your help.